All right, grown-ups, it's just our time. I love the babies, but to help you, I gotta speak my mind. This segment's here to help you grow with book reviews, lessons, and things you'll be glad to know. If your little one's restless or looking to play, send them to my other playlist. The read alouds there will brighten their day. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Behind the Book, where we go beyond the pages to get to the heart of the story. I'm Miss Erica, the teacher lady, your fairy godparent when it comes to sharing joyful stories and growing young minds. Now, all this week we are talking about friendship, how to get your child to be a better friend, how to make sure that their friends are, well, solid and actually good friends, and overall, how do you connect with the people around you through friendship, kindness, and empathy? And of course, we're using books to be able to do so. Today's Behind the Book review is Zuri Ray Tries Ballet. It is a story of friendship, and they even have a little conflict that they have to resolve. In this Behind the Book review, I will be going over the glows, what I think was done well, the grows, what I think could have been done a bit differently, who this book is for, how to use it to have a more meaningful discussion with your child, and more, all in this segment of Behind the Book, where we go beyond the pages to get to the heart of the story. You ready? Let's grow. Summary in my own words. Zuri Ray Tries Ballet is really the story of two friends who try different things and they come across something that one friend doesn't necessarily like. It's the story of compromise and overall, how do you work through conflict? I really appreciate this book. It has tons of examples of what it means to be a friend and what it means to receive that friendship. What was the take home message and did it reach the target audience? So I would say that the take home message is that in friendship, you have to compromise. There are going to be things that you like that they don't like, and there's going to be things that they like that you don't like. And overall, real friends and true friends always find that middle ground. In terms of target age group, I would definitely say that this is a book for children 5 years old, even to 8 years old, or even 9. I believe that the take home message is very clear and the pictures help to bring it all together. So, yes, young children will better understand what it means to be a friend and that sometimes you're going to have to compromise to make it work. Glows and what I think was done very well. The first glow would have to be the illustrations, the details in the story. So on this page, you can see the reflection of the children in the mirror. And I know that that detail is so hard to do, but I also know that it was intentionally done. I believe for young children, images are important like words because they help to bring home the overall message. So with picture books, I always hope that the pictures help to bring the words to life. And in this book, that is definitely done. I believe the author and illustrator worked well together to make this happen. Another glow is the overall storyline. I really love that every week y'all got this new activity going on and you finally hit one that does not work for both of you. And I love that because in order for a child to understand friendship, they're going to have to understand that you're going to hit a crossroads. There's something that's going to happen that you're going to have to compromise, you're going to have to discuss. It might be a bit uncomfortable. And so I feel like the overall storyline is definitely a glow because it clearly gives an example of what that could mean for your child, right? I thought so-and-so was my friend. Why didn't they want to have lunch with me today? You now have to work through that. And so I really appreciate the storyline. And the third glow would have to be Zuri's personality. I love that she didn't feel ballet in the traditional way. I believe ballet is one of those things that are looked at as very girly, and the fact that she is not feeling it, the fact that she is so expressive about what it is that she likes really shows children that they do not have to conform. You don't have to do everything that other girls do or that other boys do just because they do it. And her big personality, her showing up to class in her soccer outfit and just unapologetically her was really, really beautiful to see. And it was definitely a glow. Grows. I don't have many for this book, but nowhere in the book, I feel like the story was very well done. There are two that I will point out. The first is in the back of the book, Zuri turns into Frida Kahlo. Is it explained who that is? And I feel like whenever you are showing a public figure like that, especially for children who are learning, it would be super cool to just have a quick message about her artistry, who she is, where she's from, something very small to kind of bring it all together, I think would be special. So not even necessarily a critique, just a desire from another educator. Second grow is that I would have loved some conversation around how Zuri felt when Jessie was trying to control how she shows up, because we saw how Jessie felt. We saw that she did not like that Zuri wasn't dancing the way that she felt like she should dance and kind of some of those control issues. And I feel like there was a missed opportunity when Zuri didn't get to show us how she felt around her friend not necessarily supporting her in that moment, right? Like it was very clear that Jessie did not like what Zuri was doing. And I thought it would be really cool to get Zuri's perspective in that moment. Overall, excellent book. Super great. A really beautiful resource for children who are learning friendship and compromise. Who should add this to their library? I would say that this book would be good for young children. I would say 5 to 8 years old. I think that it is kind of one of those staple books. You know, I talk about staple books where you can easily add it to your library shelf, regardless of what else is on it, because it really does get to conflict and friendship, right? So there's an element where there's an issue that takes place that children now have to figure out how to resolve it. But there's also this ongoing element of genuine friendship and connection, and both are important. So I would say if you have young children, get the book, add it to your shelf, and use it to have a more meaningful conversation around friendship and compromise. Which brings me to, how do you use this book to have a more robust discussion with your child? The book is definitely an easy conversation starter. As you're reading the pages, just stopping and having a dialogue with your child will work very well for most children. Also, sharing a time where you had a conflict with a friend to normalize the fact that friendship does not always mean agreement. Matter of fact, usually we don't agree, right? And that is completely okay. And so I feel like using it as almost this bridge to your personal experiences, really discussing the situations that you've had or seen that have to do with friends that are kind of experiencing a conflict or having an uncomfortable conversation, help to normalize the fact that friendships are not, they're not one-sided. We don't always get along. Everything is not always peaches and cream. But at the end of the day, that love is what connects you to and allows you to get past whatever that conflict is. So as you're reading the book, pause, ask a question, share a moment with your child, and I am sure it will help them to expand their way of thinking when it comes to both conflict and conflict resolution, compromise, and friendship. What an amazing book. If you have not already done so, be sure to check out the read aloud of this book, which is located on the Teacher Lady Reads playlist. On Friday, we will have the Teacher Lady Speaks, which is where we wrap all of this content up about friendship. It's where I give you my resources and insights on how to help your child to be a better friend and to learn what a friend is. Okay. So that is on Friday. That's our crash course or our professional development on the week's topic. Today, you've enjoyed the behind the book review. I always let y'all know that I am an author and illustrator of 9 beautifully diverse books. Of course, you can go check those out. But those are what inspired the Empathy Library, which is our most straightforward, pay it forward book program. Okay, you go onto the website and give what you can. We buy books for children that need them, and they go directly to the communities that deserve literacy, which is all of them, of course. It is the most straightforward book program I've seen in all my time in education. You can see receipts and learn more on my website. But for now, I thank you for learning with me. I thank you for growing with me. I thank you for being part of this book community. Please drop comments and sign up for the newsletter. And until next time, remember to enjoy the moment or go be a joy in the moment. Bye.